Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now, after having just reviewed the first Xenon, now I'm taking a look at its 1989 sequel, Xenon 2 Megablast. So given it was 1989, it was released a year after the previous game in the series. And as you saw just then, it features a track by a band called Bomb the Bass, and the track in question is called Megablast Hip Hop on Precinct 13, which samples, amongst other things, music that was featured in the 1976 film Assault on Precinct 13, which John Carpenter directed, wrote and composed the music for. And the assembly line with the programmers and the developers were, as with the first game, the Bitmap Brothers, and there's also some help in the music department from David Whittaker, who did the music in the first game. So let's get this going. Get ready, player one. Now it's a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up, and if you shoot waves of enemies, then you'll get these marble-like things. Those are actually in-game currency, so you really want to be collecting them, as you can use them in a shop sequence later if you last long enough. Now I've just picked up a weapon, and if you can for a short period go backwards. You can't do it indefinitely, but you can. But to a certain extent, you can. I mean, one thing would have been nice. It would have been nice if it could have told you how much money you've actually got, because it's kind of annoying that you don't actually know how much money you've got while you're actually playing the game. And notice how you cannot die by crashing into scenery. I mean, at all. However, another thing that is kind of irritating is that the number of times I've shot something and the bullets just went straight through. See, I clearly hit that. And I'm very low on energy. You can see my scores in the bottom left corner, and to the right of that is the energy bar. As you can see, it's nearly completely drained. If I take too many more hits, I'm going to explode into itty bitty pieces. Oh, or just one hit, depending on what kind of a launch you have. And notice how you don't lose weapons when you die. See, I clearly hit that. Ah. Yeah, I don't like the way it judders when you're trying to go into the wall, because you do sometimes get occasions where you're trying to collect one of those currency bubbles and it goes inside the scenery and you just can't get it. And even when it's on the outskirts, sometimes you can't get it because of the way your ship judders against the scenery. That isn't particularly helpful. Oh God! See, look, I hit that. Right, here, talking of the shop sequence, here we are. That's just got to load the shop. And it is, in many ways, it is good that they managed to have both the music and sound effects, although there is noticeable. So if I wanted to, so I was saying about the music and sound effects. I was just saying, although it's good that they've got music and sound effects, I also noticed it's one of those where the music wasn't constructed in such a way that it didn't wipe out some aspects of the the texture of the music as you actually fired or otherwise with sound effects playing. This is why sometimes you get Amiga games that have the choice of either music or sound effects, because the Amiga 500 only had 4 channels of sound. I mean, some programmers managed to get around this niggle with some ingenious methods, so I'm presuming this wasn't one of those occasions. If I wanted to, I could actually sell that, but personally I'd like to keep that. And you can see at the bottom middle that I've got 800 real cash. I wish it could show you how much real cash you've got during the actual game session, though, because that would be very helpful. And now we can... Okay, what do you want to buy? So these are question marks simply because I can't afford anything that would have been there. So you've got advice, speed up, health, auto fire, or Super Nash 1 power. Now the latter gives you a 10-second burst of pretty much being having every extra weapon applied to you. But it does only last 10 seconds though, so don't go mad. And you only commit to buying something if you click on it a second time or if you select buy in the bottom. But since there's not really anything that... I mean, auto fire speaks for itself. It means you don't have to mash the fire button unless you want to fire faster, because the auto fire isn't exactly the fastest in the world. So I don't particularly want any of those. And it's reloading level 1, but it's not making you do it again. It's actually continuing from where you left off. So don't worry, you're not going to have to do all that again, but only with whatever power-ups you might have bought. It's not that mean. Nice parallax scrolling in the back as well. I mean, technically it's very impressive, and the quality of the music's pretty good as well. It's just a shame about the hit detection, though. I mean, the number of times I'm shooting things and the bullets go straight through them. Smart bomb. Oh, God. I mean, in preparation for this review, I was actually playing through this just for my own benefit recently to get the hang of what's in it. See, look, I clearly hit those. Oh. It really is a shame that the hit detection is such a letdown. I mean, it's not total disaster, but it should be a lot better than it actually is. Yeah, so as I was saying, I actually did a bit of a playthrough myself to remind me of what's what in preparation for this review, and damn. And later level, the second level does actually feature enemies that fire back at you. But one thing I noticed is that their bullets are very similar colour to yours, so they're incredibly hard to see. And I say again, I've got a keyboard. Why can't I just type that? So you get two credits. And notice you don't go back to the very start. Oh, darn it. Now, the day before I reviewed this, I reviewed the rather disappointing Amiga shoot-'em-up Necronom, and one thing I pointed out in that was that a lot of the enemies were simply too tough for the first level. See, I clearly hit that, but yeah, at least this doesn't have that problem. The people, Linnell should have taken note of something like this as a guide as to how to construct a well-designed shoot 'em up, and not have enemies that are simply too tough at the very start of the game, which are when your weapons are nowhere near powerful enough to be able to cope with them. Oh. See, look, the bullets going straight through the enemies again. And again. See, again, the bullets went straight through that last one. Luckily, that gave me a... Oh, darn it. God, I nearly took a hit there. So, and again, the bullets went straight through that. See, I don't like the way it judders when you... I mean, it's nice that you don't crash into scenery, but it would also be nice if it didn't cause you to judder like it does as well, because it oh, see, I clearly hit that. Those bullets went straight through it. See, another thing, that judder makes it harder to pass through these gaps. Ooh, see, I hit that. Can you see what I mean about the... Hey, nice. Look at this is cool. Now I'm getting some serious coinage. Yeah, you have to collect those fairly quickly because eventually they just drop off the bottom of the screen. Ooh, now we're getting to the boss. And it seems to be some kind of a mollusk. And remember, you can go back a bit to help avoid its proboscis. Whatever that's supposed to be. I mean, the ability to go backwards is quite a novel feature. Oh, sod it. Oh, he's put me right back at the boss. I don't have to do a whole slew of the level again. Yay! Entering shop. So I've picked up some serious coinage here, so there should be more weapons available to me when it comes to actually buying things. Because I did pick up several of those bigger bubbles which give you more coinage. So I've got 4,950 in total. What do you want to sell me? No, I'll keep those, thank you. Exit. See, look what's available to me compared to before, and that's simply because I've got more money now than I did. Electro ball. Side shot. Mine. I've already got that, so I don't know why that's there, but there you go. Health power 2. Power up. Mine. Double shot. Yeah, I'll buy that. Okay, there isn't room for that on my ship. Right, let me have that. Nothing else. I think that'll do me. I mean, after I bought that first thing, I couldn't afford the double shot, but that would have just been the two shots going straight in front of me. We were very close to one another, but I'll still get to keep the weapons from what I ended the previous level with. Oh, I didn't have the rear shot. I thought I did. Oh, see, they're starting to fire back now, and as I said, their shots are very similar in colour to what you're shooting, so they're really hard to see. Why couldn't they have made them a bit of a different colour? I mean, there are some shades of red in there and yellow in those enemies, and so I can't help feeling that they should have been that kind of colour, not the same colour, sort of colour as my shots. So it's really hard to see them. Right, that helps. Oh, I'm taking too many hits. See, look, I'm still having problems with the hit detection. Oh, blooming hell. Oh, that damn hit detection. Yeah, this is quite a tough game, really. It's certainly not a walk in the park. You've really got to keep your wits about you. One more credit. Let's see how well we do. I see again. Those shots clearly hit those, and they just went straight through them. Why does their fire have to be much the same colour as my fire? I can't see it very well. Nice thumping sound effects as well, especially for that side cannon that I've got. Oh, why did their shots have to be the same colour as mine? Oh! See, it's really hard to see their shots because they're too similar in colour to mine. At times I can just about make them out, but other times they're really hard to see. Oh, goodness me, the hit detection. I'm taking too many hits. So... Oh, I've run out of lives now. So that's Xenon 2 Megablast for the Commodore Amiga. A tough but polished vertically scrolling shoot 'em up. Now I'm just going to press the fire button once to take me to the level, so I don't have to talk over the music. So graphics, well, as with a lot of Bitmap Brothers games, there's the typical metallic look that seems to be their trademark. Nice animation throughout. Everything visually looks really polished. Nice parallax scrolling in the background during the gameplay, and everything seems to be well drawn as well. So can't complain about the visuals at all, and it still looks pretty good today. Although the only real gripe when it comes to graphics is, as I said, I would have preferred it if the enemy's shots in that second level could have been a markedly different colour to those of the shots that you fire, because particularly when you're really unleashing your firepower, it's really hard to see their shots because the colour of their shots blends in too well with that of yours, and it makes the game a little bit unfair as a result. Sound, well, you've got that Bomb the Bass track, Megablast Hip Hop on Precinct 13 playing in the background, and you can turn it off if you so wish, as you can see by that menu option at the bottom there. Which would leave just the sound effects. So most of the sound effects are generally very good. One or two are a little bit weak, but apart from that, I can't really complain about the audio either. Gameplay. Well, like its predecessor, the controls are responsive enough. Pretty much everything seems to work as it should. Personally, I would have preferred it if it could have been automatic auto fire and not be a bit cheeky and have that as a purchasable weapon. I mean, that would have also helped to prevent safe wear and tear on fire buttons. And I also am not keen on the fact that these ships judder when you're up against the scenery. You know, you might want to push against a wall just to try and get one of those currency bubbles, which is just inside it, and it doesn't let you because your ship's juddering about all over the place. But the biggest problem that I have with the game, while it's not a huge problem, it is notable and it's very annoying. The hit detection. The number of times my shots just went straight through an enemy without even so much as scraping it, even though the bullets clearly hit it cleanly in dead center. That is really annoying. And it's that coupled with the other problems I've mentioned. I mean, I would have loved to have been able to give this a 9, but I just can't. Those problems are a bit too significant for me to be able to do that. So I'm going to have to give it lower than 9. It's sort of on the 7 and 8 borderline. I mean, that hit detection is an issue, is a bit of a berm, and in some cases it can lead to you getting killed by an enemy that should have died and instead smacks straight into you. And the game's not exactly the easiest game in the world to start with. I think I'll give it an 8, but only just. I mean, if they worked on the hit detection alone, that would have been a huge improvement in itself. I mean, this is still a great game, and I still recommend it. It's just that that particular hit detection issue alone could have done with a bit more work to make it a bit fairer and actually have it so that enemies can't just pass harmlessly through your shots, even when you're firing, when you're mashing the fire button and firing as fast as you possibly can. So 8 out of 10 for Xenon 2 Megablast for the Commodore Amiga. Hope you enjoyed this review. Catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.